Happy Wednesday again. I thought we would do a little bit of science and a little bit of writing today to get ourselves outdoors and observe what's going on now that spring is here, and talk about the things that I noticed. So what I want you to do first days, is there's a brain pop video to watch, and that video is on making observations like a scientist. So we want to start observing things like a scientist. So I'd like you to pause this video, go watch the brain pop video, and the code to log in and the password's all there for you. And then when you finish watching that, come on back here and we'll talk about ways scientists make observations and what I want you to go out and try to observe and write. Okay, so if you noticed in the video, Annie and Moby talked about ways they can make observations. And you can make observations by looking at things, listening to things, taking pictures of things, and making notes and writing things down. So what I'd like you to do is, even if you're just walking around your own backyard or your front yard, I want you to walk around. Maybe you can record things on your iPad if you're allowed to take it outside, or snap pictures on it. You're obviously going to use your eyes and your memory, and you can also take out a piece of paper and just jot down some notes or some sketches while you're out making your scientific observations. Then come back in with your observations and decide what one or two observations you want to share. So when I went out earlier today, my observations, I noticed in my yard I have flowers growing, and I looked across the street at my neighbors and they had little buds on the trees, not big green leaves yet, but the leaves are budding to grow. That it's lighter outside longer, it's staying lighter outside. I've noticed that by just looking out the window. I hear birds chirping a lot, and I see a lot of squirrels, and they're making Sawyer a little crazy. So there's more little baby animals and squirrels and that kinds of things out and about. So those were some of my observations, and I just wrote them all down quickly. But like I said, you can record the sounds of the birds. You can take pictures of the trees. You can smell things. I smelled my flowers when I was out there because I have different kinds of flowers, and some smell a little sweeter and stronger than others. So after I looked at my observations, I decided I was just going to tell you about the flowers in my front yard. And I'm going to use my really good first grade writing skills with capital letters and punctuation marks, and I'm going to add details because with my observations as a scientist, I observe details. So I picked my flowers, and I'm going to share with you what I wrote. So after you do your observations, you can then go do a little quick writing activity. If you want to go into your writing packet and put it on this page, you can. If you just want to put it on a piece of plain paper, you can do that. If you want to use a piece of paper from your spelling packet, as long as you're writing down a good scientific observation. So I'm going to read mine to you, and then you can go off and do yours. So mine says, in my front yard, I noticed flowers blooming. The flowers were different shapes and colors. Some were yellow, white, pink, and purple. Some had petals, and others were shaped like little bells. So I have some that have petals like how we would draw, and then I have some that are more like chunky, and they look like little bells you could ring or something. So I started my illustration to go along with my observation, and I started to color it in. So I'm not finished, so I'm going to go finish mine, and I'm going to let you go finish yours, and then I will see you tomorrow. Bye, firsties.